I said this before, that in 2019 he may be the guy.
He's absolutely insane. It's a little bit of if you took Andre the Giant with Stone Cold Steve Austin, put them together, and you have this country Braun Strowman, who was a monster once upon a time. But look what he's doing. He wins the tag team titles with a child, which now he's friendly to children, so they'll look up to him. They'll want his T-shirt. More butts and seats.
Yeah.
The guy's the man.
That's good marketing, in my view. People say, well, you're killing him. You're making him a comedic character. No, you're not. You're making him a well-rounded character. Now, if he only did comedy, much like Santino Marella, for example, then I'm with you. That makes no sense.
The only difference is he's huge.
Yeah.
You believe that no matter what, whether he's making you laugh or he's making you angry or scared, he's going to beat you up.
Yeah, and I just think that the mistake can be made regarding Strowman is if you get too big a hurry. He needs to evolve in a natural, organic way, and I think that's why people don't feel like he's being force-fed them, and that seems to be an issue nowadays because people have enough information from social media and online and so forth to know that when somebody's getting their quote-unquote push or not, whatever, at least in their view. So I believe he's on the right track. I just hope he doesn't get fast-tracked. He's no reason to be fast-tracked right now.
WWE's doing a good job of making us believe that we're picking him as the man.
Exactly.
And I think a slow burn until next year's WrestleMania is perfect.
So that's a little bit of how I felt about Saudi Arabia. And fun show, fun trip, challenging, yes. But I was around some really good people. The Saudis were very hospitable. The security was on spot. We had a great hotel, Sofitel, I think it was called, 5-star joint. They closed off their restaurant on the second floor and made a magnificent royal, no pun intended, buffet. And if you want to make a wrestler happy, lead them to a buffet where you have a zillion stations. You can eat healthy and clean, and they have great seafood there, by the way. My room overlooked the beach on the Red Sea. It's awesome. So even though I was only in there for a few hours, so that was how that worked. So I enjoyed the trip. I think it's a smart deal. Here's the thing that people have to understand. It was a great business decision by WWE. If your boss said, hey, Paulie, I got this idea to get us millions and millions of dollars over 10 years, you think we should do it?
Sign me up.
Yeah, new money. Mm-hmm. It's new money, Paulie. It's new money. So I believe that the old philosophy, and I used to tell the talents this, our obligation is when I was the head of talent relations and I was managing the talent roster, was the goose lays golden eggs, and we all get to share in the goose's products, right? The golden eggs. And in order for the golden eggs to keep flowing, the goose has to be healthy. A healthy goose lays ample golden eggs that we can all take to the bank, and our wives and girlfriends and significant others ourselves can go shopping or put our kids through school or make a house payment, whatever it may be. So the goose needs to stay healthy. And this is a very, very healthy deal for WWE, and I'm assuming that when they do their next financials, we'll find out what that deal consisted of as best they can explain it. I'm not sure how that all works with the federal trade and all that stuff, but we'll know a better feel for how big it was. How do you turn down a 10-year deal to bring your product with the combined effort of the royals to modernize our country? To me, you got to go there, and you got to take small steps before you get to the ideal thing. I just think it's funny now. Hey, look, like I said, I love the women in more ways than one, believe it or not. Kidding. But I think that I don't know why a woman would get upset because they didn't get booked on a 36-hour round trip flight. When you may not, when the political climate isn't conducive for it.
Progress takes time. Yeah. And just the fact that WWE was in Saudi Arabia, that's a step forward. Maybe next time there will be women on the card.
I never realized, and maybe that's just me, I never realized that that the women's issue would have become such an issue to some people. And I wonder sometimes, how long have you been this pro gender thing. Are you that way in all walks of life? Do you respect all women this way, or or is it just wrestlers?
Do you find it the same as people that complain?
Yeah,
It's just a thing.
it's a thing. Yeah,
No disrespect, but I mean,
yeah. So I'm not. I had a good experience and enjoyed it and a lot of fun. So that was my little report on Saudi. Good hotel, good food, long trip, treated well, good security. Hey, when I went out to do the pregame show with those guys. I went through the metal detector, right? And they check you out, make sure you're not carrying any dangerous weapons out there. And so then we came back. The show started. We came back. Then we went back out for the halftime thing. We had to go back to the same thing. You go through the security again, get wanded, and go through the metal detector and make sure you're cool and all that stuff. And so security was amazing, high as hell. So it was all good stuff. So anyway, Paulie, that's my thoughts on Saudi Arabia. Bottom line, I'm glad I went. I'm glad WWE went. And I'm glad that they are laying the groundwork for future events that will include everybody. But you got to take small steps before you can get there. Like you said, change takes time. So there's that, ladies and gentlemen, on Saudi Arabia. I may be biased. I'm a company man, no doubt about that too. But I am honest, and I think the trip was a good investment of time. I like what's going to fall to the bottom line. Our perceives going to fall to the bottom line. It's going to be significant that everybody that works in a company can share in some of that money, new money. Any businessman, any good businessman, is always on the hunt to create new money, and that's what WWE did to Saudi Arabia. But now, ladies and gentlemen, I know you want it. I know you need it. Here's what's on my mind. A lot of things going on in wrestling right now. Let's go through some of the things that have crossed my radar. I'm excited about Cody Rhodes and his boys doing their all-in event in the Chicagoland area in September 1, as a matter of fact. Best of luck to those guys. They're young entrepreneurs the Young Bucks, Cody, all those boys are doing a good job in promoting themselves. They're doing it the right way. So my hat's off to them, and I hope that I can help them in the promotion of their big show on September 1st, and probably we'll get one of those fellas or more on the show here sooner than later. I've been telling you about, and this is getting closer to reality, the King and I have been talking about doing a show for years. We got some dates that are being booked. The show is going to become a reality. I know that we have a couple of shows in August. Next week I'll have all the exact dates. We're going to be working with Zanies in Nashville and in Rosemont. I've played both those clubs, and they're great, really good people. So I'll get to this next week here on the show. We'll have the on-sale information. They're small venues, folks, so you might want to jump on the tickets early. But we'll have a VIP ticket. We'll be a photo ops with King and I. And I'm hoping to get a real good MC in all these markets that has a little bit of a product knowledge regarding the Attitude Era, because you have essentially the voices of the Attitude Era sitting there ready to answer any question you got about that whole time frame. And quite frankly, that time frame was one of the more pivotal times in the history of the company. 83 weeks, Eric's podcast denotes. They kicked our ass 83 weeks in a row, and we had to fight and not quit and keep our talents motivated. And we did, and we won. So that stories will be plentiful. JR and the King shows coming to Nashville and to Chicagoland, Rosemont, working with Zanies again. And we'll have the dates, the on-sale information, everything. But it's going to be in mid-August is when we're going to launch this thing. So I hope you'll be a part of it. And Jerry and I are excited about that for sure. So we got that. I want to mention that right there. Oh, I want to be in West Virginia. This is kind of a cool thing. I don't get to do many of these. I don't get to. I don't do them many because it's my schedule. But on Saturday, May 26th, I'm going to be in West Virginia. The big appearance there at the Appalachian Power Park, home of the West Virginia Power baseball team. And it's come to Legends of Wrestling Night. It's sponsored by a couple of great radio stations there, 100.9 and the Jock, 1300, 1340 AM. Check those guys out. You're going to get a real cool duffel bag giveaway, the first 1,000 folks that are there. And I'm told that for $50, you can get a VIP package that includes a ticket to the game, food. What's better than going to a baseball game and having a hot dog? My gastroenterologist may not like it, but I like it. And access to private meet and greet with yours truly.